Good evening, welcome to another edition of Leinster Brigands Battles. Once again, I'm Jerry Nolan and I'm piloting Cricks and Denny2 Ghost Fleet into Conor Goulding, another fellow Leinster Brigand, playing Signar Siege2 in Gravediggers. Again, slight change from my list that I played last week. Into MacBain, I've dropped Nightmare, and by dropping Nightmare, I've added the double stalker and the third rifle in my Revenant crew. That actually gave me a free solo, which meant I added a pistol right in with Rangrave and Kane. You can see there Connor won the roll to go first. So Connor, unsurprisingly, took the first turn to go first. So wasn't surprised I would have done the same thing. I chose table sides, felt that this side of the table was more beneficial with Denny yourself, the trench and the forest. That little pod of trench forest hill was going to be more beneficial to me than the swamp forest on the other side of the table. Confession, that is my first time to play into Siege2. I have played into Gravediggers 5 or 6 times now at Quicks, but I've never played Siege2. So Connor took one first. The dice roll went first, and you can see there the deployment. So my two stalkers are advanced forward as far as they go. Again, fairly similar build. My anchor's at the bottom of the screen there. To the left, I've Kane at the bottom of the screen, pistol Raid at the top of the screen. Agrimony, who will be better protected than she was in the last game, and so will Blackbane. The forest, again, all the incorporeal troops going straight through the forest, so that's going to matter there. Both stalkers are there. Stalkers in this game, it's a double-edged sword, I suppose. Here is they will murder trenchers, they'll bypass tough. But in return, Dynamite's just going to snipe them off the table. He has magical attacks, so my feet will have limited value. He ignores stealth, he can shoot twice, although one of them won't be boosted, so I wouldn't expect that to hit. But again, 1 to 2 shots is going to kill Stalker. So that's fine. The fact that he has dual attack there as well, he's taking his shots there. Wasn't aware he had dual attack, so tramples forward, takes his shots, and does a few points of damage there. And leaves that Perel Stalker on somewhere in the region of 5 or 6 health. Now, again, the commandos, I underestimated what the commandos could actually do. Just again, seeing trenchers on the table and seeing what they do, I didn't put any value on the work that they could do. You'll see now in the following turn. So again, the long gunners move forward. Just assume the position they're going to take up for the majority of the game and hope to hose down as much as possible. So again, this is me measuring out to see where the best Hellmouth target is, because Hellmouth is going to be a key spell in this game for me, given the mass infantry. So Connor flicks the clock over. Again, as you'll see, the speed is done at 4 times the speed, but we are already into significant time here on the clock. So with that in mind, I don't delay. I move forward. I've made my decision on the Hellmouth quite quickly. So I move forward. Decide that the arc nodes, which arc node is best to go in. I'm measuring the top one there because if I could get Maxwell Finn at this stage, I'd take it, and I would give him an arc node for Finn, but unfortunately Finn was just outside range, so I couldn't take him. So I would come back down later to the bottom arc node and start sniping away these or helmouting away these commandos. So again, use the objective to my advantage, and Ghost Kane runs in there, and the pirates run forward, ensuring that the anchor stays there. again, Helmut forward. You can see the tokens there, 4 for the cast, 1 for the boost. Boost probably unnecessary, but a 4-cost spell I didn't want to miss. So you see Connor had 2 toughs there, but 3 of the models died. Again, he shouldn't have had tough rolls there because Helmut removes from play. Unless I should check that. A Stalker goes forward into the rubble there, gain additional defensive cover there, and then the Pirates all move forward. And you'll see there that I'm up significantly on time, and everybody just goes into the trench there. So Connor allocates out his focus. You can see the shot down from Dynamo into the Archnode and misses. And that Siege just returning his pod, I was going to say his rocket pod, his gun turret back in for later use. It's a very versatile piece of equipment. It is a solo, it can shoot while engaged, so it does add a huge amount of value to Siege's toolkit and his box there. So you can see Connor there considering the options. This list, it has some strength into Ghost Fleet. Like, it does have long-ranged ability to lift mass infantry. So it's one of the few lists in the game. The Long Gunner are one of the few models in the game that can get that Anchor Pirate. But again, it has limited magic attacks. Dynamo, Siege, and then Iana are really the only sources of magical attacks. So if I could remove Iana, it does make the Raid Engine pretty much unkillable, because Dynamo's gun is never going to kill the Raid Engine over 3, 4, 5 turns. So it does give me a huge advantage as long as I can get Iana off the table. So she is a key consideration, either getting harm off the table or getting the magic weapons off the table. So you can see again the building is playing a huge part in this. The Long Gunners move forward. Again, they'll only have a single shot now because they've moved. And you can see Connor starting to whittle away at the Pirates. So shooting through, and Pirates are getting killed. So again, probably a deployment error on my point. Yes, the forest was there. I was going second, but did I need to be facing Iana and Holt there? I could have put them on another table edge and run through the building in the centre, and that would have kept the Blackbane's Pirates in a safer position, because I'm not really getting much value out of them now at the moment. But again, this is the commandos going in with the quick work, and you'll see there the sure amount of attacks and ability with the Fury, the quick worked commandos. They've killed the Stalker, and they've lifted 5 of the Pirates there. So again, Blackbane gets killed quite early on, and again limited value out of Blackbane again. And he's a good, he's a solid unit, but I'm just not playing him well, and that's going to have to be addressed in the short term. With the Welsh only 5 weeks away now, so that is going to have to be addressed in the short term. So again, Trench Buster moves forward to make sure he stays within 3 of Siege, and the long gunners now. Sorry, that was a feat that they moved earlier. It's, Siege is feeded, which is what the 3-inch move was there, and now they're in a standstill and aiming position, and they can do a significant amount of work now. So you will see the damaged grid there on the Stalker. You know, we were just discussing maths here, and my own personal opinion as we went with that option was I believe it was a 4-man CRA in the end to kill that Stalker, rather than we were going. Connor was going with a larger group, where I was saying he didn't really feel it was necessary. I think we comfortably had line of sight there, and going in and whittling down the pirates, and you can just see the sheer weight of fire that goes in, and then the pirates, they do die. It's quite even at POW 10s to do a significant amount. You know, the Wraith engine with the low armour here, Wraith engine really has minimal impact. And he flicks the turnover, turn 2. But he has left the bottom zone quite light here, as you can see. So again, playing Denny, it's a scenario tool, it's a scenario game that I play, and it's also an attrition game. So you can see the pirates come back here first off the bat. There's a relatively straightforward scenario point here. So I'm going to take it. So I'm looking at the helm-out. I have to do a bit of work there. I've no arc node on the bottom of the screen there, so aggro when he moves forward. I use the ability for no tough to make sure that no one gets tough there. And I move Kane forward, and Kane doesn't have to use a Grievous then, and Kane just opens fire. And with Kane's abilities, there's one, gets a soul, kills one, gets a soul, uses the soul then to kill one, gets that soul, uses the soul to kill one. And boost the damage to ensure death. And get the soul back, and quick work back around the corner. So you can see the value in Kane there now, and Agrimony combo. It's worked quite well. So again, you see the scenario. I'm looking at the top zone there, but at the time of measuring this, I completely overlooked the fact that the objective was still alive. So I was looking at sticking the Wraith engine there to score. So the Wraith engine goes in. He does what the Wraith engine does, gives me the machine rate. The machine rate then goes into the Ironclad, and then it's helmet time. So pull them all in, and unfortunately I only get 3 of them, and I kill 2 and 1 toughs. But again, I believe that helmet bypassed tough, so I don't think I should be given common tough checks. Something I must actually confirm, so if you're watching the video, quick comment to confirm that for me, do me a favour. So as the arc node didn't move, I run the arc node forward. Again, the pirates, the loss of quick work on them. I was going to give up the anchor there, but I chose not to in the end. So again, the commandos, you see the value on the debt bound coming back. The amount of work that they did last turn, they've nearly all died, and I've lost maybe 20% of my 20%, 30% of my force. So they do come back. So it's worked. The list does work quite well. Ringrave again. I'm playing too conservatively with him. Way back at the back of the table there. Not really having an impact on the game. And I've scored my first points there in the bottom zone. So you can see there it's turn 3 and it's 1-0. And this is the machine mate going in to see can he do me a favour, but he does fail to kill. As Hallowed Avenger going forward to kill the machine mate. Luckily he misses. We then have Dynamo. Then to be a further nuisance. Connor does debate the run into the zone. But again, Agroni is incorporeal. And he would forfeit everything there. And then his gunshot. Dynamo just free shots. Like you can't boost, so it is an unboostable gunshot. You don't get the Emmy bonus, but again, you just need a small spike at Rat 7. He does a lot of work. But one of the problems you will have is you will want to keep him standing still, and as such you'll see where he is. He's minimal impact on the game there, standing back there. I'm going to happily just continue to flood the zone, and yeah. So you'll see Connor debate his options there. Unfortunately, the Hallowed Avenger, now the Trench Buster, is unable to make the machine mate, so we can't really get the angle for the machine mate. So that option really doesn't exist. So the machine mate is causing issues as the machine mates do. So we move forward and we attempt to try and kill the machine mate. The Grenadier successfully does that, and we go into the battle engine there. But again, I thought we needed bigger dice than we did, but again with a harmed battle engine, the dice add up. With final attack, he takes them off the table. So it does kind of skew things in his favour for me attrition wise, whereas I've no shield rate, I can't add to the incorporeal issue, so I can't really press that home. Harm now really doesn't matter at this stage, and the only thing Iana really does is threaten Denny while she is incorporeal. But as I say, she's incorporeal now at the moment, she can't be incorporeal next turn, so she may have a problem. So Helmut, the value of Helmut goes up that little bit more, because the Trencher Long Gunners now have to die. You'll see the Trencher Long Gunners now just plough into those models and absolutely just murder them. Like even models in the trench, they have the ability to snipe out. See there now, they're just combining into models in the trench and killing absolutely everyone. Now again, the anchor is quite important, where I have a single anchor model there in each unit, and I feed it on both of them, so they're incorporeal, so they couldn't be killed that turn. So The attrition is swung heavily in Connor's favour, but the clock is heavy in mine. It's time to start putting the scenario pressure on Connor, and you will see there now that the Denny is going to step into that trench or into that bottom zone and start scoring, and it does mean that those trencher long gunners are going to be a threat, so they need to die. So I'd much rather be at the top of the screen, but unfortunately his objective being there means that I'm unable to score it. So I do need to start ticking over on the CPs. So you'll see me there, measured trench, get into the zone. So again, Kane was incorporeal. He steps forward and he starts whittling away at the trencher long gunners. The first shot is shield guarded. And then I can kill 3 of the long gunners, and then I quick work away. Again, I should have been quick working on those earlier, or snapshotting on them earlier, and you'll see that the Revenant crew go forward, and then the anchor. Now again, I don't know why I didn't make those attacks on the charges. Oh, there. I don't know why I moved Rangrave. When he's not part of a unit, he's a solo. But again, looking at Denny, I'm really concerned that Siege's jump hack is just going to get in there, and regardless of what I do, Siege is going to get the Denny. So it's a genuine fear, so you'll see me move forward there now to kill off the last of the commandos there. So commandos die, and then the other commando then tough checks and dies. But again, I suppose anywhere I put Denny, I felt I was in trouble. So once again, I played like a little girl, and the only real option then for Denny was to keep myself safe. So the helmet didn't overly matter now at this stage. He had armour I was never really going to crack. Curse of Shadows is there, but I'm not really going to do it. I stuck the Arknote in, and Ragman died, and then he ran over. So I scored. Apologies, I scored my first point because I didn't score the point earlier. So I now lead 1-0, but I'm quite happy in what I've done that turn. Obviously Dynamo went and shot Kane off the table that turn. So the out of activation shots from him has killed Agrimony and Kane now, so it's 11 points of free shots from him. Has killed things. He's also killed Stalker. So I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter at all. And then you can see the value of work there going in. All these shots then into Rengrave. Rengrave is called Sacrifice, and you can see there the pirates are all just mass dying. So Rengrave is down to single wounds, and he's killing all of the pirates. Again, question whether I should have kept Rengrave or I should have just let him die. I don't know yet. In this situation, I don't think I think I would have lost those pirates to the extra shots anyway. So I was happier keeping Rengrave. But again, if I was running Denny to the bottom of the zone, I didn't need to put that many pirates in there. I was trying to form a bunker for Denny, and you can see there, if I did form a bunker, Siege just has to walk around the corner and jump back in, so it didn't actually make any difference. Kind of an interesting situation here now, where Siege really can't afford to come around the corner because Denny has the potential to kill him. So Siege comes over, very dynamic base there, and does manage to kill Rengrave. Puts out his rocket pod there. And again, I'm quite happy there now. I sit there, I get my focus, and the clock goes, and Connor concedes. Interesting game. I do think Connor probably would have. Well, as you can see, Connor would have won it. Another 5 minutes on the clock. Denny's probably forced to run onto the hill or run away from the scenario zone, which would have been very problematic for me. But again, it was an enjoyable game. It's always good to play Connor, and I'll give you an edition shortly. Thank you very much for listening.